Okay, everyone, we are going to do lesson 2-3 today. Subtracting integers. If you would like to open up your books to pages 63 and 64, that would help you. To subtract integers, we are actually not really going to subtract. We are going to add the additive inverse, or add the opposite. Let's start with a real easy example. Watch this. 9 minus 2. We all know what 9 minus 2 is, 7, but watch how adding the opposite gets us the same answer. 9 minus 2 is the same thing as 9 plus negative 2. You change your subtraction sign to an addition sign and change the sign on the number after the minus sign. The opposite of 2 is negative 2, so 9 minus 2 is the same thing as 9 plus negative 2, which still equals 7. Easy ones like that, you don't have to really change them, but you should get the concept from there. Check out some more difficult ones. 6 minus 15 would become 6 plus negative 15. The additive inverse of 15 is negative 15, and we're going to change our subtraction to addition. And then 6 plus negative 15 is negative 9. So, 6 minus 15 is negative 9. Try negative 7 minus 8. What would that look like if it were an addition problem? Negative 7 plus negative 8, which would make negative 15. So negative 7 minus 8 is negative 15. Please try the got it's at the bottom of page 63 in your book, problems 1A and 1B. All right, look at example 2, please, on page 64. What if we're going to subtract negative numbers? For example, 9 minus negative 2. The parentheses there are just to show that the negative sign is with the 2. So let's write 9 minus negative 2. Let's change that to an addition problem by adding the opposite or adding the additive inverse. 9 plus, what's the opposite of negative 2? Positive 2. So actually, our answer is 11. So it kind of seems strange that 9 minus negative 2 is 11, but if we show the work with adding the opposite, we see how we get 11. How about 3 minus negative 5? Change it to an addition problem by adding the opposite. The opposite of negative 5 is positive 5, and clearly that is 8. Now it seems kind of strange that 3 minus a bigger negative number gives us a positive result, but it does. Okay? Please try the got it's in the middle of page 64, problems 2A and 2B. Okay, next we are going to find the distance on a number line. And you can find the distance between two integers by using a number line. If you'd like to look at the middle of page 64, you can kind of see where I'm at right now. You can also determine the distance by finding the absolute value of the difference of the numbers. So the number line below shows that the distance between -4 and 5 is 9 units. Here's what they're talking about. The absolute value of the difference of the two numbers, -4 and 5. -4 and 5, we're subtracting the difference. We're subtracting those two integers, which we're going to change it. -4 minus 5 is the same thing as -4 plus -5. We have to evaluate inside the absolute values first. It'd be the absolute value of -9, which makes 9. So the distance between -4 and 5 is 9. Look at example 3 in the book on page 64. The distance between 3 and -3. Subtract them, you get the absolute value of 6. The absolute value of 6 equals 6. So that means that the distance between 3 and -3 is 6. Please try the got it's at the bottom of page 64, problems 3A and 3B. Okay, I'm going to give you guys the answers to 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, and 3B. Now, for 1A, you should have gotten -11. 1B, you should have gotten -15. 2A, you should have gotten the answer 20. And 2B, the answer is 6. And make sure you guys can get 3A and 3B. 3A is 8 units. The distance between -30 and -22. And 3B, the answer was 11 units. The distance between -6 and 5. Okay? Okay, look at example 4, please, at the top of page 65. The top of an iceberg is 15 feet below sea level. The bottom of the iceberg is 105 feet below sea level. What's the distance from the top to the bottom of the iceberg? Well, you would subtract 15 minus -105, and if you do that, you get 120. Okay, and the work is shown there on page 65. I'm going to do the got it with you guys right now to see if you guys can figure the word problems out. A gopher begins digging at 7 inches below ground level and stops digging at 16 inches below ground level. How far did the gopher dig? Well, you want to find the distance between -7 and -16. Because -7 would be 7 inches below the ground, and -16 would be 16 inches below the ground. Now, you want to subtract those two and find the absolute value of that difference. Evaluate inside the absolute values first, but we don't subtract, we add the opposite. Okay? Never change the sign on your first number. Always change, when you're going to change the sign on a number, by doing this, you're going to change the second number. -7 plus 16 equals 9, and the absolute value of 9 is 9. So that gopher dug 9 inches. Okay? I hope that made sense.